Well, what do we have here? Looks like we have a new character coming this weekend. It certainly does seem like it's going to be an Ultra. So they clearly did this for a reason. They have a coming soon teaser here, and they created the coming soon with a ink brush, which clearly is a reference to an Ultra character. So looks like this Wednesday, this weekly reset, we will be getting an Ultra, which is pretty much what most people expected to happen. Although it does not look like we will be getting a reveal and stuff. Looks like they're going to be revealing the Ultra via just a Twitter here or social media or whatever. I assume they'll probably post a YouTube video as well. And then they'll probably also release the full kit for the character at the same time. So this is probably happening tomorrow. So what usually happens is Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Japan time, so my time, is when they usually do reveals and stuff. This teaser dropped at 11 p.m. on Monday, so literally 24 hours from when this post went up, I imagine is when they'll post the teaser of the character, along with the kit of the character. I don't really think there's much to look into in terms of what this means. And if there's like a hidden meaning in here, like you change the brightness of the image and like you can see who the character is. Like I don't think there's anything like hidden in this. I think it's just straight up just telling us that this is going to be an Ultra character, which means it's most likely going to be just one character, because that's always what happens when we get a new Ultra character. I will. We're going to get into talking about what the possibilities are with this in a second, but I just think it's really funny is if this ends up being Cell. If you guys remember back to the original LF Purple Perfect Cell, who released before Legends Fest 2021 with the Blue Goku and Vegeta and sort of Trunks, that Cell did not come out with like any sort of reveal and stuff. Or it was just, they dropped it on social media. Fast forward after the 5th anniversary, we got Purple Perfect Form Cell, right? I mean, the way I distinguish between those two forms of Cell is we have Perfect Form Cell, which is like the perfect Cell before he blows up. And then we have Perfect Cell, who is the post self-destruct version, right? So we have Perfect Form Cell, and then we have Perfect Cell. So Perfect Cell was announced without like some sort of big reveal. It was just a post on social media. And then we have Perfect Form Cell, who also released on social media without a reveal and stuff. If this ends up being an Ultra Cell, which I think is very, very likely, this will be the third Ultra/LF Cell that has come out without a major like reveal and stuff. So that would be pretty funny to sort of follow the pattern there. But obviously this is going to be linked to the Cell Saga campaign. We had Super Vegeta, and the way this campaign has sort of progressed is we started with the first form Cell, obviously, and then we got Super Vegeta. We got the 16 as well, who was like a post second form Cell fight version of 16. He was renewed. He was fixed up by Capsule Corp, Bulma, and Dr. Briefs. And then we got the unique equipment for Purple Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and we got the Zenkai for Red Revival Cell. So if you guys have noticed, we are slowly making our way through the entire Cell Saga, starting from first form Cell to the Super Vegeta / second form Cell fight. Now we've sort of gotten to the Cell games where it's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and then the reviving Red Cell. I mean, it sort of does look like it is pushing us to get some kind of finale of the Cell Saga Ultra here. So I don't think this is going to be like some kind of Hellzone Grenade Piccolo. Don't think this is going to be any android besides a Cell. In my opinion, there are 4 options here. So there's 4 likely options here that are at least somewhat probable. So let's go over to the Cell Saga list here, and we'll go through the options that I think are going to happen here. Now, I will just say there is an objectively correct choice. In terms of health for the meta, there is one correct choice here. but I don't think it's going to be that character. So get ready, guys. This is actually an announcement that I'm relatively nervous for, because there are so many different ways this could go very, very wrong. Not in terms of like the character not looking good or not being cool or anything like that, or not being good enough, but like we are in a very delicate meta right now. One huge, gigantic release could shift things completely out of whack. So this gets me a little nervous. So let's go through the 4 possibilities. The first possibility is Super Trunks. I don't think it's going to be Super Trunks, but I will tell you guys from an objective standpoint, if you're looking at specifically how healthy would each of these possibilities be for the current meta we are in right now, this is the best choice. Super Trunks is the best choice for this Ultra character from strictly the standpoint of him being the best option to make the meta like feel better, to make more teams be viable, stuff like that. But I would imagine most people watching this video would prefer other characters besides Super Trunks. But I literally, like, let's just open Super Trunks here. The biggest thing with Super Trunks is Vegeta Clan. I mean, this character, again, I don't think this character is as bad as people make him out to be. But man, he should have been so much better. Like, Vegeta Clan just has no special mechanics. This Vegeta Clan team is just so dry, so bare bones. Like, are you running Super Vegeta, Bulla, and like this character? Like, you can't seriously compete with the best teams in the game with this line. You cannot. You can't. So that would be really good for them. And then honestly, I would even argue Hybrid Saiyans could really benefit from an Ultra Super Trunks as well. Obviously, Beast is insane. Beast is a very, very good character. But let's be honest. Besides Beast Gohan, what are you running on this team? Pan is solid. I don't have an issue with Pan, but Pan is now a 1.5 years old. Pan is aging. She's growing up. She's going off to college, guys. We have Bulla again. I think she's fine, but she's not at the level where I would want her to be like a core character on a top tier team. Again, you can see the same thing about like all these 1% sparking. Go Tanks. He's probably better than people think he is. I think he's actually a pretty solid tank character. Not at the level where you would expect him to see him at like God rank in the highest tiers of gameplay. Same thing with Pan and Guru. Same thing with Bulla. Vegeta and Trunks, no. Blue Beast is just too old now. Sword of Hope is okay, but again, not at that top tier of character. So hybrids could also use a boost. So I think a Super Trunks actually could be a very, very good option. And then on top of that, he also helps Future, which is a team that, you know, I wouldn't call it bad. Future still has some pretty solid options. Purple Cell's still pretty good. Ultra Vegeta Blue is still very good. So there's 2 solid characters here. But other than that, I mean, Rosé's definitely aged a decent bit. Blue Zamasu, you can't really run him anymore. Again, Sword of Hope we talked about already. He's solid, but that's about it. So Future is actually not in a terrific spot. So this could be a nice option for a Future team as well. So, I mean, we're looking at a character that could really help out 3 teams that really could use help here. So again, when I say this is the objectively correct choice, just specifically from the standpoint of helping the meta out, like this guy would be the best choice, I think. However, the Cell games is a time that I think has some of the most hype moments in all of Dragon Ball. And I think if you were going to like poll people who play this game, because I think the average audience of people who play Legends is probably just significantly younger than the average Dragon Ball fan's age. If you were to poll people who play Legends and ask them, what is your favorite Z saga? I think most people would probably say Cell Saga. So this is a very exciting time for a lot of people playing the game. And when you think of Cell Saga, you don't think of Super Trunks fighting Perfect Form Cell. You don't really think of Super Vegeta. I mean, Super Vegeta is a hype moment. The Final Flash is a pretty exciting scene. I think they did a really good job with that scene. But the focal point of the Cell Saga is the Cell games, that whole segment. So from the Cell games, I think there are 3 picks that we could see here. The first one is going to be this guy. I think it's very possible we could get an Ultra Goku. I would highly highly be against this. This is probably the last character I'd want to see come out, honestly. I really, dude, if they give us a Cell Saga celebration and we just got through a barrage, they machine gunned out Gokus at us during 2023. If we're entering 2024, they give us Spirit Bomb GT Goku, and then we enter the Cell Saga campaign. There's like 50 options they could give us from the Cell Saga. If they actually go to Goku for the Ultra of the Cell Saga campaign, that would be an enormous buzzkill to me. It really would. Now, I do think this moment deserves like a premium LF/Ultra summonable character, but now is certainly not the time for this because all of his teams are just, honestly, they don't need help. And this is the exact same argument I'm going to make, for Gohan. Now, I've seen, again, you can make a poll, ask the question, who would you want to see the most as an Ultra for the Cell Saga campaign? I guarantee you 70% at least of people responding to that poll say they would want an Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I'm with you. The YouTuber in me is screaming, please let it be Gohan. You know how what my analytics would look if it was Gohan instead of anyone else? Trust me, I would be very happy if it was Gohan. But I have to be consistent here. I don't know if this is necessarily the greatest time to release an Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And it's simply just because of this. It's their fault too. They didn't have to make this team as good as it is. And it's the same thing with, where's Goku? This guy as well. These guys kind of fall in the same, into the same bucket for me right now. Gohan and Goku, like, Sun Family is just, it's insane. Think about what it would mean if they released a new Ultra Sun Family character. We have UI Goku. We have GT Spirit Bomb Goku. We have Goku and Bardock. We have Beast Gohan. We even have these guys. These guys don't even make the team. We have Path to Power Kid Goku, who's still okay. We have Namek Goku, who's still okay. We have Pan, who's a good support. We have Revival Goku for like a filler character. These guys have their unique equipments. Goku and Frieza, eventually might be able to make a comeback depending on how the meta looks. But this team has like 500 more options than every other team does. Think about what it would mean. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Think about what it would mean for a new core member of the Sun Family team to release right now. Instant Transmission Super Saiyan Goku or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. UI Goku and Bardock and Goku are they're way too powerful of a duo to be separated. I think so right now the core of the team is Goku and Bardock, UI Goku, and Beast. What it would mean to release a new core Sun Family character is you are actually going to be kicking Beast off of the Sun Family core. If they come out with an Ultra Instant Transmission Super Saiyan Goku or a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and they make the core cut for Sun Family, you are kicking Beast. Red transforming Beast Gohan gets kicked off of the core of Sun Family. That is ridiculous. That is not what we need right now. Right? And then, again, on the other hand, you release Ultra Super Trunks. Vegeta, who gets kicked off of Vegeta Clan? Like, these guys get kicked off Vegeta Clan. Bulla gets kicked off Vegeta Clan. Who gets kicked off of the hybrid team? Pan? Sword of Hope Trunks? Who gets kicked off Future? Rose? Sword of Hope Trunks? So it's like, would you be more okay with Sword of Hope Trunks getting kicked off of Future and hybrids and Vegeta Clan? Or would you be more okay with Beast Gohan, who came out 4 months ago for Legends Fest, one of the most hyped characters of all time, getting kicked off of Sunfield with how good this character is as well? Which do you think is a better scenario for the health of the game? And the answer is very obvious. So, as much as I would like an Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and as much as I would think he would help hybrids, like, I think if I was going to choose between like Gohan and Goku, I'd clearly go with Gohan. I think Gohan is a better pick for the meta right now. This Goku would be terrible. Like, if they genuinely go with an instant transmission Super Saiyan Goku here, Like, they are so out of touch. They are so far. It is not. They're miles away from where they should be in terms of being in touch with what they need to be doing. That I would be a little bit nervous, honestly. Gohan would be a better pick because he would at least help hybrids a lot. I think hybrids actually could use the help a decent bit, but it's specifically Sun Family. It really is. Sun Family is just way too broken. And again, this is completely their own fault. They didn't have to give us dude, part 1, part 2, and part 3 of Legends Fest, all ridiculous Sun Family. And it's like, what were they thinking? What did they think was gonna happen? They thought they could just do this for part 1, this for part 2, and this for part 3 and go, you know what? Our job here is done, and then like fly away. Like, well, come on. Because now, guess what? Now you can't release this guy. So it's a weird spot. I really wish they wouldn't have. I think the biggest culprit, honestly, is this character. I think this character is a gigantic miss. Honestly, I might do a video on this, but I actually do think that Goku and Bardock are like a top 5 worst release ever. And it's not just because of like 1 or 2 things. It is like a list of like 10 things that are all coming together for me to really culminate in me saying this is like one of the bigger fumbles of all time. This Goku and Bardock character. Don't get it twisted. I really like the fact that they're doing game original what if LF tag character. Like, I think it's a cool thing. This was a massive L. It's really screws everything up. That's a different topic, though. But regardless, the point is, I don't think this guy or this guy right now is really conducive to a healthy game. As much as it pains me to say it, and dude, I'm telling you right now, I would be happy for the game if they released this Ultra Super Trunks now. But man, like, I would get a third of the numbers than if they released Gohan. I'm conflicted because, like, I obviously want the game to do well. I want people to look at the game as doing well. I think people would be blinded by the hype of this character more so, obviously, than Super Trunks or even just Super Saiyan Goku as an example. But I don't know, man. It's tough. And then obviously the third option is this guy, Perfect Cell. This is probably what I would say is the most likely. Is a purple, or not purple, but just a Perfect Cell. An alternative thing they could do is they could give one of these other characters, so Gohan, Goku, or Super Trunks, and then have this Cell Zenkai awaken. I think that's probably a very likely scenario as well. But, dude, they gave us the Frieza Saga campaign with no new Frieza character. Are they really going to give us the Cell Saga campaign without a new Cell character? I don't want to. No, the free-to-play Cell does not count. Don't bring that up. The first person I see who comments, "Oh, what about first form Cell?" You're getting banned. I don't care. Get banned. Getting banned. Okay. So I spoke about that I thought Super Trunks would be good for the game. And I spoke about that I thought Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would be relatively bad for the game. Especially Goku. Goku would be worse for the game. Cell would be kind of mixed. So we take a look at Cell's teams. Powerful Opponent. Cell would be a nice addition to Powerful Opponent. I think Powerful Opponent has actually a pretty solid foundation here. Super 17 is just so powerful that he could probably carry the team by himself. But it would be nice to have some help with him, so for Powerful Opponent wise, I'm saying. So that would be kind of nice. Regen. Definitely a team that could use some help. I mean, Regen doesn't really have the greatest array of characters. Super Janemba just wasn't what he was on release. Purple Cell still solid, but definitely doesn't do as much damage as he did on release. Kid Buu is just, you know, how old is he? Like, he's like 10 months old now, maybe even a little 10 and a half months old, something like that. So not as good as he once was either. Piccolo Jr. is a joke. Orange Piccolo, I think, is still actually a pretty solid character in his role as a supporting revival character. But other than that, he can't really tank anymore. So unfortunate for him. That's just where he's at. That's really all we have on the regen team. So I think an Ultra Cell potentially could be very good for this team. We have Future, which I already talked about. Future, again, could use a nice, strong Ultra character for sure. And now we get to androids, and this is the one team where I'm like, this could get really out of hand really fast. And when I said at the beginning of the video, we're at a very delicate point in the meta. This is a team where if they get one character that's too strong from the point where they are right now, things can get really bad. Really, and it's the same thing with Sun Family. So right now, I would say the two best teams in the game by far are, well, technically, I would say the two best teams right now are GT and Saiyans, but GT is honestly kind of just androids, like a better, slightly better version of androids, because GT Goku, I would say, is just a better version of 17. But the difference between androids and GT is not that large, considering 80% of the character putting in work on both teams is Super 17. Again, I would put Super 17 and then the combination of Goku and Bardock as the two most OP combinations in the game. 17 is a OP combination because he himself is just ridiculous. Like this, I'm kind of leaning towards they made a mistake with him. It's just so stupid. So I'm just kind of hesitant. Like, do we really want like a fresh top 3 unit in the game Ultra character running around with Super 17 on the same team? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, do we really want that? I don't know. What I think could be an interesting thing that they could do is if they release a purple. Oh no, why do I keep saying purple? I'm so used to saying purple perfect cell because both have been purples. It would be interesting if they released an Ultra Perfect Cell that was blue, because then what you could do is you could counter 17 with purple, with perfect. I keep saying purple with perfect cell, and he wouldn't necessarily have to be ran next to another Super 17. But I mean, the reason why I'm even hesitant for that is because you could just end up running androids, and then you like every single team you would run into probably would end up just being androids with blue Ultra Perfect Cell and Super 17. I think is what would happen. But the good thing about running a blue Perfect Cell is he could at least get countered potentially by Goku and Bardock, the Bardock side. So I think that dynamic could be okay if they made a blue Perfect Cell on the Android team, because at least then you could have some kind of dynamic where it's like Super 17 is probably like I don't think they would make a character better than this, but I guess it's possible. Like, this character is just so oppressive. Like he does everything. So Super 17, he's running around, he's countering UI Goku. Goku and Bardock, obviously the Bardock side could counter a blue Perfect Cell, and then we can have a Perfect Cell who's blue, along with Goku and Bardock, who can sort of counter Red 17. Like, that dynamic, I think, could be good. I think it could. But that would... What that would do is that would probably just turn androids into the best team in the game, and then you would have Saiyan / Sun Family as the second best team in the game, and like everything else would be just like leagues behind them, is what would happen. So, I mean, that is what we're looking at here. I think Cell is probably the most likely. If I had to pick a number 2, I would probably go with Gohan, just because this guy, like, does anybody really care about Super Trunks here? He would be undoubtedly, objectively speaking, he would be the best pick for the health of the game right now. But I mean, dude, I don't know. So if I had to go in order here, I'd go Cell 1, I'd go Gohan 2, Trunks 3, and then Goku dead last. I do not. If this guy pops up as the Ultra, I'm probably just gonna walk out of the room. Like, no way they give us a Goku. But I mean, unironically, I could see it. So there we go. There should be. So how far from now is it coming? So about 23 hours from when this video is going live, 22 and a half-ish hours. We should be getting the reveal for the next Ultra. Part of the Cell Saga campaign. Let me know down below who you guys think. Who do you guys want to see? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.